Out front tonight, a look at the top 5 political fumbles of 2012. Now, there was no shortage of material. These were the gaffes that got us talking. And some of them maybe had an impact on the outcome of the election. So drum roll, please. Out front tonight, CNN contributor Roland Martin and a Navarro and comedian Tom Shillue. Welcome, my friends.
If I do that, my nails will break. I just want to...
you know, we don't want that. We try to reduce actual damage on set. But let's lose no further time. We're going to do... Starting number 5. This is the number 5 political fumble of 2012. Let's watch and get your reaction.
I had the chance to pull together a cabinet, and all the applicants seem to be men. And I went to my staff and I said, how come all the people for these jobs are all men? They said, well, these are the people that have the qualifications. And I said, well, gosh, can't we find some women that are also qualified? And so we took a concerted effort to go out and find women who had backgrounds that could be qualified to become members of our cabinet. I went to a number of women's groups and said, can you help us find folks? And they brought us whole binders full of women.
Binders full of women.
Binders.
That left a mark. That left a mark, Anna. You couldn't have been happy with the binders full of women.
I'm not happy looking at this right now, John. I'm wondering just how cringe-inducing this segment is going to be. We're going to be reliving Mitt Romney's fumbles. This could be a very long segment for me.
Yeah, I think so.
Tom, you're a Massachusetts native. Are you proud of the way Mitt Romney did you with the binders
full of women was not, it's not a real story. This is a Twitter trending topic.
Absolutely.
If it was not in the age of Twitter, this would not have been a story. Would you have written about this or talked about it?
Actually, it would be talked about talk radio.
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem. We are in the age of Twitter, and the Romney campaign never knew it.
Everyone knows what he was talking about. Everyone knew what he was saying. But because it was all applause on Twitter.
He couldn't find any women, so he needed some binders.
This is the curse of a memorable phrase, binders full of women. I hear they sell them now some places. All right, number 4. Let's take a look at number 4 political fumble of 2012.
Does anybody out there think that the big problem we had is that there was too much oversight and regulation of Wall Street? Because if you do, then Governor Romney is your candidate. But that's not what I believe.
That's just not the facts. When the president ran for office, he said that by this year he would have brought down the cost of insurance for each family by $2,500 a family.
Let me just finish the point.
I
suspect it'll be a small
going very well in my state, by the way. Yeah,
it was an absolutely disgracefully bad performance. I've never seen a president of the United States blather on like that, bore us, tell us none of his major arguments. He let us all down tonight. I'm telling you.
I totally get
everybody who's ever supported him. And he turned in the laziest, dumbest, most meandering, confused performance.
This one I like a lot
That was
better.
Andrew Sullivan melting down on Beast TV, the bad debate fumble.
And let me imitate President Obama and Andrew Sullivan. I won.
Exactly. I mean, you're right. You're right, because he's been able to. You know what? Here's the secret. He's never been a good debater. There was nothing terribly bad about that.
That was actually
it was not that bad.
It was bad.
I want you all, listen, I want you all to look back on YouTube at McCain, Obama. He wasn't that good. He's never been a good debater.
I'm telling you,
he wasn't a 5-star recruit in the previous debates, but on that one, he got cut from the freshman team. That was bad.
You know what? It made the campaign that much more interesting because it changed the dynamics.
It sure did change the dynamic and almost
didn't
cost him the
last
race.
too long, but it changed.
Now listen, number 3, what we got? Number 3, fumble of the year.
So, Mr. President, how do you handle promises that you made when you were running for election, and how do you handle it? I mean, what do you say to people? Do you just I know people. I thought maybe it's an excuse. What do you mean, shut up?
Just the palpable weirdness of that moment.
If you expect me to comment on that, you're going to get a comment from me.
That's how bad that was. Clint should have did this here. I'm out.
Love it.
I'm out. Clint should have just walked off. I'm out. I was in the hall that night. I was sitting there going, what is he talking about?
Me too. Me too.
Well, here's another thing about perception. This is another thing about Hollywood legends are always bad at giving speeches. Do you ever see them receiving an Academy Award?
They have a script.
Everybody.
Everybody at the Democratic Convention, Kerry Washington spoke. I think Scarlett Johansson spoke. They gave some good speeches.
We got to move it on. We got to move it on.
Those speeches were good. Compared to that speech,
Scarlett Johansson gave a good
compared to that,
I know this is exciting, but everybody calm down for a second.
I can't boo God. My wife was a minister, baby. I don't boo God. I celebrate Jesus. I don't know who is they.
All right. Let's move on.
That's them, not me.
I'm glad to see that still provokes so much passion. Let's have the next political fumble and see if we can top that.
If it's a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to try to shut that whole thing down. But let's assume that maybe that didn't work or something. You know, I think there should be some punishment, but the punishment ought to be in the rapist and not attacking the child.
Life is that gift from God, and I think even when life begins in that horrible situation of rape, that it is something that God intended to happen.
2 Senate seats in states that Romney won by double digits were lost because of that fumble.
2 words, they lost.
Man. Anna, as a Republican woman, does that make you want to
I think this is punishment. Really, this is punishment. As a Republican woman, I just want to forget it. And I want to say to everybody that's running for office, every old white man, go study a chart of a woman's reproductive system.
Or remember that fumble. Final one, the top fumble of 2012. Let's see. Come on now.
There are 47% of the people who will vote for the president no matter what. All right, there are 47% who are with him, who are dependent upon government, who believe that they are victims, who believe that government has a responsibility to care for them, who believe that they're entitled to health care, to food, to housing, to you name it. These are people who pay no income tax. So my job is not to worry about those people. I'll never convince them that they should take personal responsibility and care for their lives.
Now, this 47%, not only did Mitt Romney succeed in making a number a soundbite, but he acts as a character witness against himself in this video. He ended up compounding every single negative stereotype of his campaign in that one fumble clip.
You know, I think the only thing we can do here is play Newt Gingrich. We got to talk about the skewed media, the liberal media. 4 out of 5 fumbles were Republican. Yeah, I guess they were. Maybe that is why we don't see it.
You know what the problem is here?
That's just deflection. You just don't want to deal with the truth here.
Us boys should not be allowed to have video cameras when they're waiting tables.
Is this the comedian's anti-First Amendment?
Well, who took that video? It was obviously somebody in the kitchen. What was that bad video?
First of all, it's great. And how perfect could it end? And Mitt Romney ended up getting 47% of the vote.
Exactly right.
That was perfect. So, but the tag said he didn't want to be president anyway. So
you know, and if you believe that, I got 10 years of your life back for you.
$1 billion later, he tells me that.
Well, listen, we're going to do this again tomorrow, but we're going to be talking about the 5 top political viral videos of the year. Now, we want your input. Tweet your suggestions to @OutFrontCNN or @JohnAvlon. Tomorrow night, we'll have the top 5 political viral videos of the year.